Yo, what's up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. Last week at the World Championships, there were a plethora of announcements in this new coming season and some of the new moveset updates. There's going to be a ton of them. It's perhaps the biggest moveset update of all time. They've done this in the past, and this one is going to be pretty crazy, shaking up the new meta with all sorts of move updates. We haven't gone over it yet, and just today they also announced some new cups and new themed metas coming into this next season. So this video is going to be going over everything you need to know. If you watched the Worlds broadcast at the very end, they went over some of these, and I know a lot of content creators have made videos going over the speculated updates already, probably right when they came out. But now PvPoke actually has updated rankings as well, so we can really break down a lot of what's going to be going on here in the new season and seeing exactly what to look out for as the new Go Battle League season rolls around. So everything you need to know for the new season, starting off with what's actually happening. Let's get into it. Here we go. Looking at this new season. Let me get my face cam on the screen as well. It's going to be season 24. Believe it or not, 24 seasons. Tales of Transformation is the name of this one. The Tales of Transformations update. And as always, the following will occur. You will have your rank reset in the Go Battle League. You'll get those rewards. Always remember to get your star piece. If you if you use your star piece, you'll get a ton more Stardust to start the season. And we got some of the same leagues and everything, and some 4-time Stardust rewards over the course of the season. Looks like a lot of the same stuff. Some Willpower Cup, Great League, Jungle Cup. This is all kind of same old, same old. This one, however, is getting people talking. The Championship Series Cup. What is this going to be? Maybe they'll explain it down below. But this sounds like it could be exciting. November 18th to 25th, the Championship Series Cup. And also Master League Mega Edition. I know a lot of people enjoy when that happens. You can actually use a Mega in the Master League, which is pretty cool. And then ending the season November 25th through the 2nd, Catch Cup, Great League, Ultra League, Master League. I got to say, Catch Cup and Master League, for me at least, is usually not a great idea. So Ultra League putting in there at least is a little bit better to end the season. Here we go. But not having Great League to end the season, honestly, that's a little bit meh. Okay. Some 4-time Stardust. Maximum number of sets you can play will increase from 5 to 20 for these Go Battle weekends. Interesting. Free battle theme research. Rewards will include glasses for your avatar inspired by Clement. Clement. Go Battle League rewards will have a wider variety. Variants of attack, defense, and HP. Yeah, so that's been a thing already where you have the chance for better PvP IVs with lower floors for those IVs, so you can potentially get low attack. I actually got I've gotten like rank 1 Pokemon before from that, which is pretty dang cool. Some of the rewards we can get, of course, dude, season 24, still no shiny Pika Libre for your boy. Will I get it this season? Hopefully. If you're lucky, you may encounter a shiny. No lucky for me yet, except I always get lucky trades when I'm not trying to get lucky trades. What's that about? Go Battle League, themed research and everything, avatar items. Trainers will be able to get the following avatar items inspired by Clement. Is it Clement? Am I saying that right? Let me know. So yeah, we've got the same old cups. They're mixing it around. Theme cups are a great opportunity to use restricted cups to maybe get a feel for certain metas where you can utilize the same teams and maybe climb when open leagues might be a little bit more difficult for some people. And then this is what people are talking about right now, the Championship Series Cup. We'll get to the move updates and everything in just a sec. That's what I think is more exciting. But this is really, I don't know. It begs a lot of questions. So it just seems like a normal restricted meta. Pokemon must be at or below 1500 CP. Only Ice, Flying, Psychic, Ghost, and Dragon Pokemon eligible. The following Pokemon will not be allowed. So it's a custom meta essentially where these Pokemon are banned, only these types are allowed. So it seems like they kind of just made their own custom meta. But the fact that it's the 2025 Championship Series Cup, it's like, it makes me wonder personally, maybe there's nothing to this. Maybe there's nothing to this, and it just happens to be, what they're calling it. But it makes me wonder if like restricted metas, themed cups, themed metas are coming to the Play Pokemon Championship Series. That would be really exciting. That would be pretty big if that was to happen. So that's got me thinking. Or the other part of me thinks, what if they made like some sort of competitive format within Go Battle League, like where it actually counted for something? Not that it doesn't count for something, right? You get like rewards, there's a leaderboard, but in reality, it's not like it counts for that much, It's like you try to get your ranking, up that ranking, improve every season, right? Get rewards. But in terms of like the Play Pokemon Championship Series, it's like real tangible, dollars and trophies and hardware that you're going for. So like, what if there is something to this? I don't know. Maybe. But maybe it's just what they're calling it. Who knows? But it definitely makes you wonder. And then here we go. Catch Cup. Okay. Updates to the combat system. So this might be the biggest thing of the entire season. And the switch timer in Go Battle League will be changed from 50 to 45 seconds. This happened a few seasons ago. Well, I don't even know at this point. Like, was it several? It must have been several seasons ago now. It feels, I can't even remember because it feels like we're just so used to it now. But the switch timer, 50 to 45, it used to be 60 seconds. When it switched to 50, that was a huge change. It made the game much more dynamic. This change will also affect trainer battles against friends, Team Go Rocket battles, and also team leaders. We're trying out a reduced switch timer and we'll reevaluate the change for next season and onward. So they're not saying that this is a permanent change. This is essentially trying it out and testing. But what this is going to allow is typically right now, after 3 charge attacks, you are essentially able to switch out because a charge attack with the animations takes about 10 seconds, and plus the time it takes to get to a charge attack. I spoke too soon. 4 charge attacks, because 4 charge attacks takes about 10 seconds, and then plus the time it takes to get to a charge attack. Like 4 charge attacks, like for sure you can get out. Sometimes if it's like slow pacing charge attacks, it can be 3, but like 4 charge attacks easily is enough to get out. With this, I think sometimes 3 charge attacks is going to be enough to get out, which is going to be even more dynamic in the gameplay. Because a charge attack, like I said, takes 10 seconds, and then the time it takes to get to each charge attack, you have to include as well. So this makes it also more dynamic. Like if you stay in and throw a charge attack and your opponent has already swapped, like they can, after probably 2 or so charge attacks, maybe then get out of there and then you're still locked in. Like, I don't know, man. Another 5 seconds less in the switch clock is definitely significant. And then we start getting into the move updates. Aura Sphere being less powerful, but also less energy. These are 2 big ones right here. Body Slam getting not as powerful as it used to be. It used to be 60 power, which is what Weather Ball is now again. I think Weather Ball used to be 55. So Body Slam becomes the old Weather Ball, and Weather Ball becomes the old Body Slam pre-nerf. So now the Body Slam user is not as nerfed. Charm, we'll get into this pretty soon, but Charm, power decrease, energy generation increase. And you know what? I'm actually going to go straight into this to visualize it for myself, because I think it's important to like understand what this means. So Charm with 13 damage, to visualize it, this makes it a unique move, because it used to be, this is what it's speculated as, 13 damage and 9 energy. It used to be 6 energy, with 15 base damage. So now that would make it a unique attack. It already was a unique attack, I believe, but it makes it more similar to Astonish or Mud Slap as opposed to just a really oppressive damage attack. So that is interesting, and it's going to really affect Charmers. Confusion energy generation increase. Confusion is really difficult to use because of that 4-turn duration. So bringing things like Hypno potentially into more relevance is cool. The biggest things affected by this update are going to be the dragons. Breaking Swipe, Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, Dragon Pulse, all affected. Dragon Tail as well. So Breaking Swipe energy cost increase, but guaranteed chance to decrease the opposing Pokemon's attack. Dragon Breath is going to become a Psywave Fury Cutter clone, it appears. So Psywave, Fury Cutter, Dragon Breath, all going to be such strong attacks, but now Dragon Breath going to be less oppressive damage-wise and great energy generation. Dragon Claw, 50 to 80 power energy cost increase. Now, what exactly does that mean? What do we think Dragon Claw is going to be? Dragon Claw under this 80-45, a clone of Drill Run. There are so many moves that are 80-45. Aura Sphere. Behemoth Bash, that's the Zamazenta move. Dragon Claw, speculated, Drill Run, Dynamax Cannon, Fly. There are so many 80-45s. Shadow Bone, Sparkling Aria. They love 80-45. 80 damage, 45 energy. Dragon Pulse, energy cost decrease. Dragon Pulse is not the best move. So Dragon Pulse is speculated 90-55. I mean, that's still not that great, honestly. So I don't think that's that big of a deal. And then Dragon Tail, 13 to 9 power with an energy increase. Dragon Tail. So 9, 13. Making it more similar to what? It's making it more similar to like Ice Shard, like a better Ice Shard. Ice Shard, but more energy. Interesting. What else is like 13 energy as a fast attack? Like a much better Snarl. Oh, wow. I mean, that's really good for Dragon Tail. Holy. So we don't really have anything like that. Because it used to be 10 energy, right? For Dragon Tail. Or am I trolling? So if I return to the current season and I go to moves, Dragon Tail, it was 9 energy. That's right, because I remember it was the same energy as Dragon Breath, but like ever so slightly more damage per turn off the multiplier. So interesting. So that's kind of really, really changing with the dragons. And this is, I know, kind of a lot. It's a lot for me as well. And we're going to get into those rankings in just a moment. Aerial Ace, the Flyers as well, dude. The Flyers, huge changes. Aerial Ace, 55 to 60 power energy cost increase. So I wouldn't really say an upgrade. I would say more of a side grade. I don't even know. Like, you could argue that's a downgrade personally, because 45 energy for 60 power is still pretty bad. So that might even be a downgrade, honestly. Drill Peck getting upgraded is going to be relevant to Mr. Empoleon. Peck energy generation increase. Peck is now speculated to be a Shadow Claw clone. Peck, 6 damage, 8 energy for a 2-turn fast attack. And we know how good Shadow Claw is. Yeah, Peck is estimated to be a Shadow Claw clone, which is pretty crazy. Sky Attack, energy cost decrease is going to be significant. A little bit of a damage decrease as well, but might make Altaria more relevant again. Altaria will now, with the Dragon Breath energy generation as well, we'll get to that Sky Attack much more quickly. Ember energy generation increase. Now, this right now is speculated. This is going to be really interesting as to what Ember is, because right now in PvPoke, it's speculated Ember as 4-9, which would make Ember like Fairy Wind. This is the same as like Fairy Wind, but if it's instead only 8 energy, because currently Ember is 7 energy. So if it's only 8, it's not that great. 8, not that great. If it's 9, it's fine. I'm not trying to rhyme, guys. I am a little bit like Eminem, but this will really depend on whether the energy generation goes to 8 or 9. If it's 9, that's going to be nasty, because that's going to be 4 embers to every weather ball for Ninetales. So I have a hard time buying that. I feel like it's more likely going to be 8 personally, but who knows? Maybe it's 9 and they're trying to bring Ninetales back into the game. Flame Wheel, not only is it getting more power, it's also getting an energy cost decrease. So what Pokemon get Flame Wheel? I mean, Marowak does, right? Is that it? Oh, there's more. I think the only really relevant one is Flame Wheel, but Torkoal as well. Maybe some Torkoal Spice. Send me your Torkoal battles. Spicy Saturday, that could be fun. Weather Ball again. All the Weather Balls, I believe, are going to 60 power. Gyro Ball energy decrease. Gyro Ball is pretty bad, so I don't know if that really matters too much. But let's see. How bad is Gyro Ball still? 80-55. Yeah, like that's still pretty bad, honestly. That doesn't... Leafage energy generation increase. That makes sense, because when I looked at Leafage before, I'm like, oh, wait, Leafage isn't a Shadow Claw clone. I forgot about that one. Steel Wing energy generation decrease, so they're nerfing Steel Wing again. Interesting. I think Axon told me there was like he had a logical reason why they were doing that. I forget what it was. Something to do with Skarmory, maybe. Rock Slide power increase, so they're nerfing Rock Slide. I feel like did Rock Slide used to be 80 power? Was it 75 before? I forget. Smackdown increase. A little bit scary. Bastiodon becoming more relevant again with the Smackdown damage increase. Scorching Sands, chance to lower the opposing Pokemon's attack is decreased. Volt Switch power increase, dude. Volt Switch, I mean, already was a strong fast attack, dude. It just is, difficult to use because of the turn duration. So they're buffing these attacks that are difficult to use because of the turn duration. But Volt Switch, this damage per turn and per energy is pretty nasty. Like, that's 3.5 and 4. You don't really see that. 4 energy per turn plus 3.5. Like, there's not a lot. Incinerate is the only thing I'm seeing. Incinerate and the new Confusion, Bullet Punch, not a whole lot of things that match up to that in terms of damage per turn plus damage per energy. 7.5 is, I think Force Palm is the only thing that looks higher to me. Am I correct on that? Is Force Palm the only thing that's higher in terms of damage per turn plus damage per energy? It's not something I've really thought about before. I'm just kind of noticing that on the fly, because it's 7.5 for Volt Switch. And also Incinerate. Incinerate would also be higher. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. Incinerate would be the highest at 8, and then Force Palm would be 7.66, and then some 7.5s. Anyway, I'm nerding out. Just kidding. I'm cool. Oh, Fire Spin. Wait. Dude, Fire Spin is good, but we don't really use Fire Spin. Oh, wait, no. Am I trolling? Yeah, I'm trolling. No, I'm not. I'm not trolling. That would be... Yeah, I'm trolling. That would be like 7. Okay. Wasn't a math major. But I'm decent at mental math, You have to be in this game a little bit. Water Pulse energy generation decrease. I think that's a good thing. Water Pulse, like, it already got energy generation decrease before, and still like isn't great. So decreasing it again, I think makes things like Mantine slightly more playable. And Araquanid going to get to the Water Pulse a little bit quicker as well. And then the Weather Balls, of course. Now attack availability updates. Okay, there's a lot. Brutal Swing getting added to Salamence, Incineroar, Turtonator. Keep in mind, Turtonator has Incinerate, so you are getting to that Brutal Swing every 2 Incinerates. And after a certain amount of Incinerates, it would actually be 1 Incinerate. So you'd have 45 residual. So then you go 45, you throw 10 residual. You go 50, you throw. You got, you got 15 residual. So after you throw 3 Brutal Swings, 1 Incinerate to the next Brutal Swing. Shelgon learning Crunch, Salamence learning Crunch. So now Salamence actually getting cheap charge attacks because that's where Salamence has kind of struggled in the past, right? If I return to the current season, let's look at like Ultra League. I'm just kind of going off the fly here to see if my like thought process makes sense. Salamence ranked 354 in the Ultra League in the current season. And if I go to this upcoming season, Salamence, look at that, jumps up 200 plus spots because of the pacing now with Brutal Swing. What about Master League? Is it relevant? Look at that, 41 in Master League. Oh my gosh. Is it relevant in Great League? Probably not. Like, not great, but I mean, a lot better than it was before. 140 compared to right now, Sal, like completely out of the picture. So pretty crazy. Garchomp getting Breaking Swipe, kind of the same thing. Garchomp getting a cheap energy cost attack now. Turtonator getting Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw not as cheap as it used to be. Remember, that got changed as well. Torkoal getting Flame Wheel. Altera getting Flamethrower for some steel coverage. Otherwise, it used to get walled by steel types. That's going to be interesting. And also Dragon Breath, remember, getting more energy. So, like, a lot of these Pokemon are getting multiple things affected. Empoleon getting the Fast Attack Metal Sound. And Komodo getting Metal Sound. Fearow getting the Charge Attack Drill Peck. Dodrio getting Peck. Xatu getting Peck. Togekiss getting Peck. All these things getting Peck. Charizard will now be able to learn the Charge Attack Air Cutter. Okay, so Charge Attack getting some flying Charge Attack coverage. Before, it was only like Dragon and Fire coverage, really. So that is going to be significant for Charizard. Plus Charizard with the high energy generation Ember, especially if Ember is 9 energy. That's only 4 embers to every 4 embers to every Air Cutter. So that's kind of crazy. Xatu learning Psyshock, and remember, like, Psyshock, that's really good pacing. Peck, if it's Shadow Claw plus Psyshock, that's 5 Pecks to every Psyshock. There's just so much here, dude. Lots of these Psychic types learning Psyshock. Oh no, this is bad. More Rock Tumors. They already had too many Rock Tumors, and now all these other things are learning Rock Tomb. Druddigon, Tyrunt, Tyrantrum, Hakamo, all learning Rock Tomb. Although Tyrunt, Tyrantrum are like very glassy. Druddigon's like kind of glassy too. So them, like, I don't know how well they're even going to get to Rock Tomb personally. And then Hakamo getting Rock Tomb is actually kind of interesting because it's a little bit bulkier as a dragon. Crustle getting Rock Wrecker is kind of cool. Crustle has Fury Cutter already. Plus it gets the buff Smackdown. So Crustle's just getting all sorts of buffs. This is the Crustle buff, I guess. The Crustle buff update. Flygon getting Sand Tomb. Crocodile getting Sand Tomb. Nidoqueen kind of back getting Mudslap. This is one I personally have been saying for a while. I was like, imagine if Torterra had a viable fast attack. It could be decent. Getting Mudslap because it has Frenzy Plant, right? Community Day. So let's just take a little sneak peek. Is Torterra? No. I guess it still lacks like a cheaper move than Frenzy Plant. So that, I guess, still kind of hurts it. Because it's still 5 Mudslaps to get to your cheapest attack. And what's Torterra's stat product? Is it pretty frail? Torterra, where does it show stat product? I mean, 1867 is not that bad. That's like better than Venusaur, but Venusaur is better pacing with Vine Whip. Interesting. So it looks like Torterra's still maybe not that relevant. Unfortunate. Pachirisu will now learn the charge attack hype. Ooh, dude. Pachirisu, very bulky and now actually has a coverage attack. So before it only learned electric attacks, now actually has a coverage attack with a normal attack. That's cool. Kingdra learning Swift. Ooh, you guys know I love abusing Kingdra in Ultra League with Octazooka debuffs. Now you actually have a cheap attack. That's cool. Dodrio with Trailblaze. Dodrio getting like Peck, Drill Peck, Trailblaze. Dude, Dodrio actually interesting. Komodo learning Upper Hand. Upper Hand is like a pretty decent attack, right? Upper Hand is pretty decent. I literally have asked this before when I played a Scrafty that was running Upper Hand. I was like, what is Upper Hand? I did not know this was a thing. 70-40. So 70-40. Yo. Is comparable to like, oh, the new drill pick, I guess. Oh, Sludge. I mean, we know how strong Sludge is. So Sludge plus a debuff chance, I mean, that's pretty insane. That's a pretty insane move. All these other things, learning Aura Sphere, Slowbro, Drain Punch. Drain Punch is interesting. Why are all these things learning Drain Punch? I don't really know. They want to add more debuff things, I guess. Venusaur learning Sludge for some more coverage. You don't have to go up to that Sludge Bomb. I guess it's the same coverage actually, but it's like quicker pacing. And then Dragonite learning Thunder Punch is actually, I think, kind of cool because it gives you coverage against Azumarill and some of like the fairy type Pokemon without, you probably have to drop superpower for it, but superpower, so like you drop kind of the coverage for some of the steel types, but you pick up coverage for other common counters. So I think that's going to be an interesting one. And yeah, let me just check what Drain Punch is exactly again, because you don't really see Drain Punch. I know it's like a pretty weak attack, but gives you a defense buff for 40 energy though. It just seems like a pretty bad attack still. Anyway, we now move to the rankings, and what stands out right away, of course, is not just Corviknight at number 1 with Air Cutter, which is going to come in a community day soon, right? But Empoleon at number 3, Shadow, and then like just the polarization of this top 6. The Carbink, Wigglytuff, Basti is what stands out to me. Like the most polarizing fast attack pressure Pokemon dominating the top of the rankings is what kind of scares me about this new meta. Like it just looks so RPS on paper, but we don't really know exactly how it's actually going to play out. We go down, we see Guzzlord here, and then let's see, like, so the things that are the craziest, right, has to be the Empoleon, because that's like the most irrelevant thing that immediately has become relevant. We return to the current season, and we see Empoleon was in the 300s, and has gone to number 3 and number 5. Oh my gosh, because Metal Sound now gives it better energy generation. Drill Peck got buffed, so it makes it much stronger, and Empoleon has a pretty solid typing, right, with Steel Water. So, very interesting. Dachshund at number 12 is crazy. It shows you that Charm is like a really strong fast attack now. Before it was more of like a, I don't know, like a specialized, almost like a strategy Charm, right? Like it did what it did. But now it's like just strong in general. What was Dachshund ranked last season? 116. 116, and now, sorry, I was misspelling it. D-A-C-H. Dachshund up to number 12. Giratina Altered Shadow at number 15. Oh my gosh. You see Steelix Shadow up there? Pokemon I like to run at number 13, but Dragon Tail now, the preferred moveset. And actually Psychic Fang's not on the preferred moveset is interesting. Breaking Swipe with the guaranteed attack drop now replaces that. I guess when you have a guaranteed stat drop, that probably makes it a must-have, and a guaranteed attack drop is probably more beneficial than a defense drop even. What about Nidoqueen? We saw Nidoqueen getting mud slapped. Is Nidoqueen... Nah, still... I mean... What does that compare to where Nidoqueen was? It's actually lower than it was, interesting enough. So, because Nidoqueen got Poison Sting. I forgot about that. So, Nidoqueen doesn't seem to be too affected, ironically. Even though we think of... Because we think of Mud Slap as like this broken move. And it seems like we have all these things weak to Mud Slap high on the rankings, and yet these Mud Slappers are a little bit lower than you might expect. Regidrago at number 8, by the way, with this Breaking Swipe. So Regidrago. So like the thing with Regidrago now is, oh my gosh, all 3 of its attacks are so strong. Guaranteed attack drop. Regidrago seems like a must-have now. Guzzlord with the insane Dragon Tail, Brutal Swing, Dragon Claw combination. Yeah, this is crazy. Turtonator is going to be a lot of fun. Let me remind myself. Yeah, Dragon Claw we said was going to be like a Drill Run clone. Yeah, man. Let's scroll down, see if anything kind of jumps off the page. Some of the kind of the same old suspects, right, from last season. We see Primeape. We see Shadow Caesar still up here. Diggersby, Ninetales. This one. This is crazy. Shadow Murkrow at number 38 with Peck, dude. What? Murkrow, where were you before? Murkrow, where did you come from? Dude, look at this. 917. 917. And suddenly he's number 38? Are you joking me? This is a joke. Murkrow matchups against the Great League. Oh my gosh. What if I do a Matrix? I do Shadow Murkrow. I mean, it doesn't look like that busted or anything, but it holds its own, right? 27 and 29. It's very glassy. 1568. So, like, how much does a Drill Peck do to, let's see, to a Golisopod? If I scroll over, the Pecks are doing like almost 10%. Oh my god, a Drill Peck. So, like, that's how glassy this thing is. A Drill Peck one-shots it from full health. An Aqua Jet would do 75%. Yeah, so that shows you like how crazy Murkrow is. Murkrow, that's gonna be fun. Spicy Saturday. Oh my gosh, guys. Well, that is kind of our first look at the new season. Tinkatuff. Where was Tinkaton? Number 40. Kingdra, pretty high up there, 68. Shadow Feraligatr. I mean, Shadow Feraligatr was like the king of the meta just a few seasons ago. And now he's down at number 71. It's not like anything changed with him. Just everything around him changed. I didn't change. You changed. That's what Feraligator's saying. Grumpig. Everyone thought Grumpig was going to be like the king of the meta with Psywave. But never really happened. I mean, he's still like a solid Pokemon. Don't get me wrong. Togetic. It's a cool pick. Crustle in the top 100 at least with Rockwrecker. Melmetal. Registeel. I mean, Registeel was him. He was him. He was that guy. But now he's at number 93. And this is the result of, like, what they've been doing is they really haven't been nerfing much. They really have not been nerfing much. They've really just been, like, buffing everything. They've been buffing a ton of stuff, and it has changed the meta. So I wonder if it feels like in the last 3 updates or so, it's been all just buffing things, and I really wonder if they're going to keep going about this the same way, and keep buffing things, or if they're going to start like nerfing things in future updates and go about changes in that way. Yeah, I'm really interested. So I think that's it, folks. Longer video. I hope you enjoyed, found this useful, helpful. If you did, leave a like. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you're excited for. And yeah, comments down below. All comments are appreciated. Share this video with your mom, with your friend Leslie that you've been too shy to talk to. Yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.